Hey folks, how are you all doing tonight? This is a Dresden Files roleplay from Rem Alternus uh, called The Long Arm of the Seven Laws. Uh, and we are here and going to start. I will do a quick revamp. Last week, let's see here. Last week, there was a lot of role play with the judge, and it didn't make a good impression on several of the characters. But they did get out of jail. They did end up having to do some community service, which would be dictated at a later time. And there was they discovered that there was in Albany a hidden underground court that dealt with all things magic. And as Kazir got back to her shop afterwards, she found a note from Underwood, her boss, and as she finished that, she heard the door open. Now, Kazir, the note said that you're a good lass, an excellent employee, and it's time you took on a little more responsibility in the shop. In a few days, some paperwork will come by giving you some power of attorney to handle the affairs of the shop while I enjoy some traveling. Again, you're a great lass, and I'm sorry if this causes you any difficulties, but it's time. As you turn, at that moment, give me a difficulty. Give me a mental focus roll and add a d4 to it. Kazir?
Ava, you're muted.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure when I muted. I was probably coughing earlier. I'm doing that today. Okay. D12 and 2D4. Let's see how this goes. Why is my focus only a D4? Hey, look at that 12.
Wow. Okay.
Not a single one.
Yep. And okay, so you got 2 4s also. Man, 2 D4s and neither of them were ones. I just feel robbed.
I know, right?
Strong.
It's fine. Just wait until you just have to wait until you ask for like my best roll, and then you'll get the ones on like a D12. Don't worry.
You feel what can best be described as a presence come in the door behind you. There's just something tickling in the back of your mind that it's almost like he forced his way in.
I've had a really bad couple of days. What do you want? She turns around.
You see a guy, a male, about 6'2", wearing how much does Kazir know about fashion? Okay.
That much.
About
wearing-
as much as the typical nerdy book. Yeah, probably about as much as I do, which is nothing.
Okay, wearing nice clothing. You're guessing expensive shoes. Go ahead and give me a notice roll. And mental plus notice. And add a. No, don't add anything to it. Just go ahead and roll it.
All right. See, okay, so keep that in mind. This is one of my good rolls.
Yep.
12 and a d10.
Oh man, I saw
Oh.
I saw that 10 rotate towards the 1 and it just teased me. That die was just
All
a
right.
tease. Okay.
Oh, look, and I beat you by 6.
Yep, you beat me. Oh, okay. So you get a D6 big damn hero die. Starting, I think that's the first one for the.
Yay!
That's the first one. Okay, so he is. You're guessing the clothes are impeccable. He's got a pair of. He's got a pair of bracers around his arm, or bracelets around his arm, gold, with a symbol etched in it. Which, for those people at home, yes, they're the bracers in the background. That behind it. He's also wearing a a gray cloak. That is draped, and he's walking with a cane, which is a little bit strange considering that he's 6'2", very solidly built, walking with a forceful gait, but he's got this cane in his hand. Well, I'm here to look at books, of course.
You're another one of them, aren't you?
I'm another one of what?
Never mind me. What are you looking for?
Well, I'm here for a couple reasons. One, to, of course, see if you've got any rare and interesting books. The other reason is to talk to you about a certain situation. And and one thing I neglected to do, because I was going to give it a shot, but I've decided I don't want to massacre it. He's got kind of a Slavic accent to his voice. You know,
Okay.
Russian, Polish. You're not quite sure, but within that,
My boss at work has a similar accent.
Yeah.
I can imagine it.
And as he's walking in, you can see him checking out the place. Specifically looking to see if anybody's there.
Great. I want to make sure I'm alone.
I suppose from your countenance, you'd like me to get straight to the point.
I'd rather like that, yes. She checks her watch. It's broken. About 2 days since I've had a good night's sleep.
I can sympathize with that and completely understand it. Oh, like you, it was only about a day and a half for me. When I rudely had to change my plans and travel up here to this what's the name of this? Landy? Albany, that's it. To Albany to investigate an interesting phenomenon that happened. I understand that you may have been at a particular house at 7 o'clock at night. In a town called Greenville. And I don't know if I said it, but that was the name of the town where the old wizard's house was.
Right, I assumed as much.
And there was an interesting phenomenon that happened there, and I was wondering if you you could tell me anything about it. Give me another notice roll.
$18 that time.
Okay. And you get
Another hero.
D12. Big damn hero die. He's looking at you strangely. Not. Yeah. It like he's trying to see through you. So, did anything happen while you were at that house?
Right. Let's back up here a few steps. Who's asking?
Yes, of course. My apologies. Well, I am my name is Dmitry Blankov. And I am I'm a concerned party about interesting things that happened.
Concerned party, right? Look, what do you want from me?
I want to know what happened.
Why?
You really want to make this difficult? I need to know what happened, young lady.
Why?
Why? Because it's my job to know why it happened. My job to understand when things go wrong and keep them from going wrong. And you do well to just answer my questions so we can both get on with our day. And I can get back to civilization.
What? She just kind of like leans back against the counter and just like crosses her arms. What exactly are you referring to? What do you know so that I don't retread ground?
I know you saw a large flash when you were in that house. I need to know what else you saw when you were in that house. Now, at this point, he's taken a step forward.
He's also treating me like I'm an idiot.
Yes, he was. That I didn't think I
I
had to
don't
explain.
take well to that.
Yeah, I don't think that I needed to explain that. But yeah, but he is starting to step into your personal space. You swear you can see his shoulders grow a little bit under the cloak, flares out a little bit as he just kind of like puffs himself up.
He's squaring up with 5'2" Casser.
Yes, he is. He's
and
got
who's gonna win?
He's got a foot. He's his extra foot in
Full
height.
foot
He's
on
trying
her.
to use it to loom over you.
Oh, that don't work well. Sorry, I've been fighting this cough all day. She sighs for a second. Just kind of looks up at him. Look, if you think you're gonna come in here and start trying to threaten me and intimidating me, you can walk right back out that door and I won't say another word to you. I'm tired. I just went to sleep. I didn't see Jack inside that house. There was that weird flash, sure.
So that's your story. You saw nothing. You did nothing inside that house.
I didn't say I did nothing inside the house. I didn't see nothing. I mean, nothing strange. Aside from all the bric-a-brac he had.
Bric-a-brac.
What else would you call it?
Many things.
Tchotchkes?
I would call it many things, but bric-a-brac is not one of them. Is the
You're just unimaginative.
owner here? May I please talk to the owner of the shop?
Karen.
Unavailable, and I think it might be becoming me soon, or at least interim. He's on vacation. I'm in charge, so you're dealing with me.
That is not possible. What makes you think you're going to be in charge?
Because he left me a note saying so.
Where's the note?
Right here.
He
It's his handwriting. I'm assuming it's his handwriting. She
Yes.
would be somewhat familiar with it. Okay.
Yep. Give me I'm going to say physical and fight.
Oh dear. Why would you make me do this?
Give me 2 seconds to set my to set the difficulty for this guy.
So Kendermage has gifted everybody with a successful hit.
Ooh, that could be useful here.
Silver was a hero die according to the stream thing.
He's giving Electrum.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is
Kindermage
Electro.
is doing the electrums, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so
There was a plot point given to Casser as well.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, I need to make sure to write it down.
okay,
Pardon me.
I rolled an 11
Right.
and unfortunately I got the first one of the game.
It's the best time to get it as a GM.
That's fair.
Let's see. Physical. Right.
Can you possibly beat this, or I don't know? You might use.
If,
You have that Electrum gift. You could just get a free hit.
Do it.
well, I want to trigger her child. Does her her Child of the Isles distinction that we finally decided on would come into play here, wouldn't it?
Oh gosh, yes, it would. You're right. Yep, it would. Yep, that's
Okay.
and that's the key with this game is
So-
to when I toss a roll at you, I'll toss you what it is, but if you think a distinction comes at it, speak up and say
Yeah.
it.
Tom,
Well, I
you
was
were
just
given the
scrolling
gift
through, looking at her.
of giving out a complication.
I was.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got D8 from her Eurish anger, D6 physical, D6 fight. All right, let's do this. See what I can get.
You have a plot point.
I met it. It's an 11 as well.
7 and a 4 equals what the DM.
Yep. Okay. Since I think I know how to resolve this, that makes sense. You hang on to it. You do hang on to it, but he also grabs it. However, the second that he touches it, it bursts into flames.
I swear to Christ.
Who writes on flash paper? Honestly.
It bursts into flames. So Kazir has the complication of a D6 burnt hand, and so does this guy in the gray cloak,
Dimitri.
Thank you. I'm gonna have to write that down.
It's in my notes. I'll remember at least.
Yeah, but you know what? It's my own character. I really should come up with it. I really should remember it. And while you're playing with this, while you're playing with fire, I'm going to switch to Scarlet at this point. So Scarlet, the next day, what would you be doing?
Well, I got a message from the attorney that I needed to call my friend at the hospital.
Okay.
So I will do that as soon as I get to my penthouse.
Okay. You give him a call. He does answer. Hi, Scarlett. So are you? I heard there was something weird happening with you.
Yes.
Out of?
Am I out of what?
I heard you were in the drunk tank.
Yes, but it's a much longer story that you don't want to hear about, and I'd rather find out what it was you needed.
Well, what? Actually, it's not. Well, it's for me. I need a consult on a situation. There's a patient that's. Yeah, there's a patient. Something isn't quite right. And I was wondering if you'd take a look at it to see if it. Yes, it's. I'm running out of things to check for.
Well, let me change my clothes or take a shower and change my clothes, and I'll head back to the hospital.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. You're able to do that. You're pretty sure you hear some chuckles from the security as you get waved past to go in. So you're pretty sure whatever happened, or at least a version of it, has gotten around the hospital.
Nice.
So, but the doctor comes down, meets you. Yeah, you've helped me with these situations before, and something just doesn't seem. Something just doesn't seem right.
Well, Can you tell me more than that?
Well, patient is listless, is showing mono-like symptoms,
Okay.
but doesn't test not positive for it. And
Is this a kid?
no, it's not.
Okay.
It's a grown adult.
Okay.
But he sleeps 18 hours a day at least, sometimes 20. He still wakes up and eats, but has no energy for anything else. There's nothing that we can find that's physically wrong with him.
Mm-hmm.
But something's happening to him.
Okay. Well, I'll go meet him
Okay.
and talk to him.
All right. You go in.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and give me a. First off, you go in. I assume you read the chart. So go ahead and give
Yes.
me a doctor roll for that.
Let's see.
Whatever distinctions and it would be
Well,
mental and no.
Yeah.
And then whatever
Might
distinctions
consider
apply.
using that auto success.
Yeah. I I saw his roll. It's like, geez. A D4. So the practice medicine and the notice, is that what you said? Or knowledge?
Knowledge
Okay.
and
And
your
then-
mental.
Okay. And then I am going to use my one hit.
Oh wow, you're pretty. Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
use.
it's a good time to use your hit.
You're
Yeah.
gonna use your successful hit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You go ahead. Use your successful hit.
Mm-hmm.
You look through the thing. Everything has been done by the boards. It all looks good. Nothing they haven't missed. Your friend hasn't missed anything obvious, or even not obvious. Some of these things you're looking at it like, wow, I can't believe he went there.
Yeah.
But
Is the patient awake?
the patient is not awake right now.
Okay.
What else are you? Go ahead.
I'm going to walk over there and try to just kind of get a feel for the room and see, since weird stuff's been happening at the hospital, see what's going on, what I notice.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do have the distinction of third eye,
That would.
so I use my third eye, because if every test was, it
Right.
makes sense that it would be magic.
Yep.
So yeah, I would roll.
Mental, notice, and third eye.
Yeah.
And I probably have to set the difficulty.
Yes.
Ooh. Are you-
Oof.
Great.
Okay. Looking around the room, you really don't see. You don't see anything.
Okay.
You don't see anything in the air, in the quality or anything like that. You haven't looked at him yet, so let me know if you study him directly.
Yeah. that would be the next thing.
Okay. So that would be the same roll.
Goodness.
Ouch.
Wow.
I'm
Starting
gonna
off on a strong note, I see.
Yeah, I'm going to use a plot point and roll a d12 instead of an 8.
Okay. So
This is the worst rolls through this whole time.
well, it's
For
also
poor
You're
Scarlet.
not rolling that bad. He's just rolling really well.
He's rolling straight fire,
yep.
He's rolling rocks. That's what he's doing.
and everyone's dying.
Okay,
I was
say,
doing just fine.
when you're hot, you're hot. And tonight my dice are hot. Okay, so you know something's wrong, but you can't nail down anything directly as to what's happening to him. At this point in the past, what you would do is you still have that feeling that something's wrong. You'd call in a consult of somebody else, of another magic user, of specifically, a practitioner of it.
Right. Well, she's definitely going to stay there because it's going to bother her.
Yep.
I could call in Peter Sky, my mentor, with he's the reason made arrangements for me to come here
Yep.
and connect me to the Fellowship of St. Giles branch here.
Okay. You gonna give him a call?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hello, Scarlet. This is a little early, but is there something wrong?
Yeah, things have been weird at the hospital, like normal Edinburgh stuff that we dealt with before. But I had this patient, I just have this nagging feeling that something else is going on. I can't put my finger on it, and it's bothering me enough. I don't know if you could put me in a direction or maybe come see him. If you can put me in a direction, I'd rather that than you having to come all the way out here.
Yeah.
But it's enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to come out there, but I would recommend I'd recommend connecting up with somebody local.
Okay.
I mean, asking a local practitioner for help, even some of the lower powered ones,
Okay.
can be helpful in that regard.
Well, yeah, and I can check the Paranet and
Yep, you could. Yes.
call around. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So what?
Well, she's going to do that. She's going to search what numbers she has from anyone. Does it show me anyone in the area that?
You go.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, Scarlett was so focused on not liking Kasser.
Out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
mutual.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to call Hugo.
Okay. It's go ahead. Go take it away, guys. I'm gonna enjoy my drink.
Remedies is Hugo.
Hugo, it's Scarlett. I need your help on something. And I promise it's exciting and fantastic and involves your expertise. You definitely want to be here. Plus, I'll buy you lunch.
All right, the lunch thing generally works. Let me. Looking at the board. Yeah, that's made. That's made. Yeah, I'm caught up on orders. I can come out.
Hey, bring your bag with all your awesome stuff that we used, when we dealt with the plant.
General purpose or specific to the plant?
General purpose.
All right.
Okay, I'm in the hospital. Call me when you get down to the lobby and I'll come get you. And ignore the snickering. It's really ridiculous.
I like Snickers.
Oh, good.
All right.
Okay, give yourself another plot point. I didn't see that one coming.
I insert character name here, background character who's running it. So I was like, I need to go to the hospital to help out with something. You've got my. I give a number to call there because I'm assuming.
Yeah,
just call the hospital. Ask for me.
Okay. One
Because
thing.
I'm gonna assume cell phone is still not a thing I could carry.
Right.
It depends how you carry it and what you're doing. You're at the power level where if you've got an old flip phone and you intentionally don't.
If I need them to contact me, I have to keep it on. So
Yeah, that's fair. You're right. You would, but if you keep
so,
it in your
yes,
bag,
I mean,
yeah.
I have a flip phone that I'll take with me, but it's going to be turned off. So just call for me at the hospital. I'm going to sign in. Then I'm being asked by Dr. Scarlett. I forget her last name here.
McReynolds.
Writing that down in my notes so I don't forget it again. Yeah, as for Dr. Scarlett McReynolds.
What else kind of spaceship is
Um.
And you know, take the 20 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
you gotta
At this hour of the morning, it would take you about 10.
All right. Well, we'll say 20 because I still got to collect the bag and throw the general purpose stuff in there.
Okay.
Get the hospital, check in at front desk.
Okay. You check in. There seems to be some questioning in the background, but Scarlett comes down and gets you. At this point, you do hear, "Yeah, I told you," and then you hear the Snickers.
See, it's not the candy.
Yep.
Do you hear those assholes? Hey, come on! I want to show you what I'm dealing with, and this. I've got a patient, and I just have this nagging feeling that it's not medical. So, come with me. Just kind of keep a low profile because I really shouldn't be bringing random people into the hospital room, but I've got enough clout that I could probably get away with it. So just look professional.
I am dressed in my work clothes, so it is a polo, but it's a polo with jeans.
Just stick with me.
Okay. I'm gonna take a quick pause and switch to Roger. At this point, Roger, you get to work the next morning.
Yeah.
You have a stack. Actually, shoot. I'm trying to think. I'm looking at the wrong thing. It is actually in 2007. You have a stack of files on your desk.
My new account.
Those, yes, they are your new accounts. They've definitely shuffled things around. You're no longer the primary on the hospital. Instead, you're the primary on a lot of other smaller businesses, it seems.
Oh.
So it's tough to tell. Your billables probably have gone up. It's just instead of one gigantic thing, it's a lot of little ones. So
It's just Yeah, billable's great, but at some point, like downtime is nice too. So it seems like I'm going to be pretty busy. I look for the thickest binder in the stack, just to get an idea of who my biggest client is.
Okay, well, you look at the thickest binder in the stack, and it's the thickest binder. You open it up, and it's not. You're not sure. Looking at the top page, it's not thick because of the. It's not thick because of how much transactions they do in a year. It's that thick because of how many years it's been in service and how far it goes back.
And it'd be local, right? So it's one of the local sort of
Yes.
businesses.
Yep. Yes, it is. And the name rings a bell. It's a bookstore.
Oh.
Relics and rarities.
So I look for the oldest date because I assume that's right on top.
The oldest date? No, actually, the oldest date's towards the back, but it's easy enough. You can get towards the back.
Flip to the-
You flip to the back. It's the only time you've ever seen ledger paper like this was when somehow you got dragged into playing Bob Cratchit in in a college play, and they had what they thought was authentic stuff from Dickens' time.
Okay.
The date.
So they've been around a while.
The date is in the 1600s.
I don't want to know the name on it. We're just
It's
gonna
3 whole bunch of parchment.
Yeah.
let that slide. I guess start. I guess trying to figure out like where to start, and I guess that's the bigger problem at this point. It's like, well, I've got a whole bunch of clients. I'm doing small accounts because I got demoted, evidently, or something. That's how Roger's taking it.
Yep. It.
Go ahead.
Where to start? Since you went through that one and looked at that one, where to start is that there's actually a power of attorney that needs someone to know. It needs a power of attorney operating as that needs to be taken care of and notarized.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. Would require you to go to the store.
I have to go to wherever and get the signature and notarize it.
Yep, and notarize it. Yes.
Can't they come to me? Like I always have to go get things notarized.
Boit me.
Specifically,
you want to say to a werewolf?
It's at the bookstore. Yeah, I guess I'll. I'm assuming that I'm heading to the bookstore to notarize some temporary transfer of power.
Yep.
So I get in the car and grab the binder.
Okay. You got the binder. You get out of the car. Give me a notice roll. And werewolf does not apply to this one. Let me set the difficulty.
Okay.
Jeez, man, I just can't.
Plausible.
It's possible.
All right, so
Wow.
we gotta check the GM for loaded dice roll scripts.
Okay, that's interesting. That's the first time I've seen that.
I
People.
bumped it. So yeah, it's a 9.
Okay, it is actually a 9. All right. But
Yeah,
I've
the
never.
3D dice is a little bit wonky.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never seen it. For those that look at home, it rolled up a 9, but something bumped the 10-sider, so it got to 10. So okay, you don't notice. No big deal. You walk in the front. You go in the door. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk in the front door.
At this point, you open it, look in, and at this point you see a large guy, who I described earlier, grabbing a piece of paper from Scarlet, trying to grab it,
No,
and
it's
the
a Sarah.
paper. What? Kazir. Wow.
Kasser.
Kazir. And the piece of paper catching fire.
Hey, whoa! What's going on here? Come on.
He takes a step back, shaking his fingers. Wench,
Fuck was
what are you doing?
the fuck did you just call? What did you?
Do I recognize
This guy?
his accoutrement?
His accoutrement. Go ahead and give me a notice and add the human magical community to it. Noted mental notice and human magical community.
That's
And
the
let me-
difficulty.
Set the difficulty.
Yes.
Wait, you can roll low?
I mean, that's bound to show that I will as well. So
Yep. Now, I did.
Hey!
Woo!
Wow. Okay. Now, I did roll a 1. So, Kazir, if you decide you want to, you did, because I gave you a complication, you got an extra plot point. You can.
Right, I always forget about that.
Yep. You can buy that complication off by turning in a plot point at this point, because it would drop the D6 down to a D4. At which point it goes away, correct, Aaron?
yeah, once it hits a D4, it rolls off.
Yep. So, do you want to do that?
Yes, this
Nope.
could be fun.
Okay. So Roger's timely intervention allowed you to step back and release it before it burned your hand. Yes, at this point, this is you've heard of these guys. You have never met one before, but you're pretty sure this is a warden of the White Council.
And Kassir's currently yelling at him. What in the hells did you just call me?
Yeah.
I'll let out a low, like, I've heard wardens are supposed to be much more professional than this.
Until they
And
come
yes,
face
I
to
am
face with
trolling him.
Kassir.
It's like, so there.
He takes a step. He takes a step back to make sure that he can look at both of you.
I just have a binder.
Yeah, you just got a binder.
And Kassir's got the fury of the Irish.
As a practitioner, you should know better than to casually cast around, use magic like that in public. Looking at Kassir.
You're thinking I did that? Has something been knocked loose up here?
I certainly did not burn a piece of paper that I wanted to look at.
I work in a bookstore. I ain't no practitioner, and I can't do magic.
Then
I was brought into this. Ask him. He's a part of the reason I'm even in this mess.
I mean, she's our librarian.
he takes a moment, breathes.
A librarian.
Eh. You deal with books, whatever.
Right. And I suppose you're here for the transfer of.
I am.
Because you. Whatever.
I'm here to help.
Can I just sleep? I just want to go to bed.
No, this is your store now for at least the foreseeable future. So we need to get that taken care of.
Right.
There, you could see him visibly taking that moment, collecting himself. My apologies. That was not an appropriate response. I was simply startled and was not ready for the situation. I feel we have.
You think?
Yes.
You come in here into my store all puffed up like a big peacock, and you think that's gonna get someone to play nice.
Let's diffuse it a little bit, there. Like let's tone it down a bit. Like
Puffed.
there's reasons
Puffed.
to be nice.
No, he comes in here into my store trying to intimidate me because he's
Mr. Ward,
so big and tall.
Mr. Warden, she's new to this sort of life experience.
Then how?
Oh no, I've had people trying to intimidate me my entire life just because I'm short or I speak with a funny accent.
Then how is she? Then how is this being transferred to her if she's not aware? How are
she's
what-
aware now?
How are?
I'm still pretty sure I'm in a coma somewhere.
That doesn't sound like she's aware. It sounds like she's still in denial.
Denial is not just a river in Africa.
Egypt, if you want to get specific. Specific's better.
Regardless,
Always better to be specific.
a transfer or repository is not the purpose. My purpose is being in here. You obviously know. May I ask how you know of the meaning of my cloak?
I've some friends that have made me aware. Just part of my pack.
You see him step back, look at you. All right. He's clearly doing the magic look thing. It's not even worth having you roll for it.
I'm not trying to even look him in the eye. Like I've heard rumors.
Okay. Okay, so you're letting him be the alpha in the room, or try to be or you're letting him think he's the alpha in the room.
Roger's not an alpha. Come on.
Right.
No, I think it's Kasser.
Yeah.
Gamma.
Yeah. You're a werewolf lawyer. You're
I'm an accountant.
You're an accountant.
He's a pencil pusher.
I like numbers.
And I like books. See, we're learning something about each other without having to.
You know Tamara, right?
I know of her.
She's a friend of mine.
I will, during this trip, I will undoubtedly be talking to her. Were you with her when at the house?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't
was
in the house. I
outside.
stayed outside the house.
So, what happened
We were there for research. We had found a vine we needed to learn more about. I think one of them said it was a phobophage. So
That's the
we were
one.
looking for a way to deal with that problem because it was at the hospital.
We got permission to be there. We weren't trespassing.
How? He's dead.
The nephew, Mike gave me permission.
But he's.
Yes, he's dead, but his nephew is the executor of the will.
Is his nephew a practitioner?
Ooh.
He's something.
He's looking for a date.
We already had one of those after the first time he visited. I'm still not quite sure how that happened. And I think I promised a second one.
So you're involved. I will. And he again.
It was a single date.
Well, no. You know how to contact him.
I've got his number, yeah, but the last time I called, he didn't pick up.
Well, if you could pass along his number, there are. How did you call it? Bric-a-brac?
Bric-a-brac. See, now I can't speak.
Tchotchkes.
There are
Tchotchkes.
things there that probably need to be dealt with properly.
I can help catalog. I speak a number of languages.
But you're not a practitioner.
You don't gotta be a practitioner to read and understand. How'd you think they know it was a phobophage? I told them that. 'Cause I know how to research.
But,
And I can read the languages.
We've got a local paranetter, or the equivalent, whatever the phrase of the group is, the local group. There's a guy named Hugo who's been helpful.
Thank you. Just.
You're welcome. I've heard of the wardens. I know, don't piss them off.
Yeah.
That is about the extent of it.
Yeah. So what we just heard is the first time a character is giving another character a complication. Roger just gave Hugo the warden warden is looking for him complication.
At what value level?
Yeah.
At
So
what level? What level?
D6?
D6?
D8?
D8?
no,
D20?
I was actually joking. He was going to be looking for him anyways. That was a joke. Because
I don't know. D20 complication for that seems kind of funny.
yeah, because we're actually at the midpoint of the stream, so I'm going to give folks a chance to do something, but you don't have to go away. There's actually some good stuff. In a couple seconds, you've got you should see. It may be a little tricky. I may have to maybe a false start, but you should see a video pop up of some cool nerdy shit that something I think is will be good for any player to see. And we'll be back in a little bit over 5 minutes. Okay. Hey, folks. We are back. Scarlett is still getting herself set up back, but we are going to, and I still have audio going on my monitors, so you may be hearing me talk twice. All right, so when we last left, Kazir and Roger were both talking to a warden of the White Council.
I don't know his name yet, so it's just Mr. Warden.
Yes, just Mr. Warden at this point for you.
So
He introduced himself to me, but I'm just gonna call him asshole.
so you've got the information you need. Like I need to do my job. So if you can back away from the counter so I can talk to Kasser.
Actually, let me ask
Or
you.
you could ask more specific questions, so I can tell you what you want to know instead of trying to read your mind.
What happened at the house?
We were there, researching how to deal with the phobophage.
And there was nothing else that happened there?
I mean, there was a summer troll and then some Fey guy who came in and
All
acted
right.
all
What was his
pretty.
name?
I don't know, Mr. Hot Pants.
I think didn't no. I'm pretty sure he said his name. Was it? I'm scrolling through my notes, but Kasera is thinking. Right. Velo. That was it.
Oh yeah, like
Can always
J-Lo,
ask
J-Lo.
Scarlet.
I don't think I know J-Lo.
And he pulls the puff himself up, looming again.
All right, you
Who
can
is
knock
this?
that off.
Okay.
It ain't worked the first time. It ain't gonna work this time.
All right. Actually, at this point, I think we should do dueling influences. And yes, you do get to add the Irish in. So,
I'll help you, but you don't want my help.
but this would be social plus your influence skill, and
Right.
You get a chance.
Oh, I've got an actually pretty decent chance with that roll. 6, 8, and 8. D6 social, D8 influence, and D8 for my Child of the Isles.
That's a success.
That's that's a success, but I got a 1.
yes, you
So
did.
9.
Okay. Let's see. He's 6'2". Okay. So you step up to him and you say, you'll be cutting that stuff off, and you touch his bracer,
You can knock that off.
and you
Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
your finger hits that bracer, and let's see. And you have a D6 complication. Can't be taken seriously. Roger, she gets up to say something to him, and literally, you see her hair spring out. Like she just got zapped with a massive magical charge. It's like she touched that bracer, and there was a static charge that came off that bracer, and her hair just all went out straight.
I think you've got a wee bit of hair problem. I think you need some bounce for your some dryer sheets for your hair.
Now, that said, he does actually take 2 steps backwards.
Right. So, if you're gonna be asking questions, we can do it nicely and not peacocky.
I've. How about this? You're. The Mr. and looks over at Roger.
Mr. Brown's fine.
Dimitri Blakesley, and reaches out, offers his hand.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Blankoff.
Thank you.
Way to be there.
I was gonna say something. I was like, did you forget his last
That'd be
name?
a very
Or-
English last name.
Yeah, I did. That's
Yeah, that would be very English.
Yep.
Blakesley?
What? I was kind of hoping you were going to introduce the guy, but that clearly was Kassir was not going to do that.
Mr. Asshole.
Yeah. Could I use your restroom for a moment, please?
Sure. Down that, right on the corner.
Thank you.
You don't have a bottle of water on you, do you, Roger?
No, I just got this binder that you need to sign stuff in.
Right.
Like, don't you have coffee at the bookstore?
Or,
Well, I mean, we've got a.
Starbucks does.
You can fuck off if you want Starbucks.
Or Barnes and Nobles has it.
So far, I think Hugo's the only one not trying to piss Kassir off.
So I put the binder down. I'm like, look, you just need to sign here so I can notarize it. It won't take any
Right,
bit of your
right.
time.
Except she's gonna read all the legalese.
But we're gonna be here a while.
Yep. Well, okay. So while she's reading the legalese, we're gonna bounce to Scarlett and Hugo, who are being walked into, and you brought him into patient Zero's room.
So look, this guy has major fatigue, very similar to mono. And we all know what mono is. And but he's only waking for 4 to 5 hours a day. So, but things have been real weird around the hospital. The last 2 days especially. So I wanted you to do something to see if you could figure out if there's some kind of magical stuff going on.
How long have you been in? No, I'm not gonna say that.
Sorry, I turned up the snark.
Well, I mean,
I think it might be contagious.
I have some limited medical knowledge just from understanding what I can do with the plants and everything, natural remedies and such. So I can try. And see what else. I'm gonna need some samples to work with here.
What kind of samples?
Well, blood would be best. I mean, it's the easiest way for me to determine. And I mean, I absolutely swear upon my power that I would not use it for anything other than diagnostic.
I hear you committing to that, but that's really personal, someone's blood. And I personally, as a doctor, don't draw blood because it makes me, I get a little queasy and I have a reaction to it. So
can you arrange to have it drawn and get the sample to me? There's plenty of folklore that hospitals lose samples all the time, or they get dropped, or they get actually mixed up.
I'm sure there's blood at the lab, or I can have a nurse come. But I know you don't know much about me, but the other people that I've worked with, say in Edinburgh, made it very clear that their blood couldn't get anywhere for fear of something happening.
Right.
So how do I know that you're not going to do something that gets me fired?
If those that you talked to in Edinburgh has told you, I'm swearing on my power to only use it for this diagnostic purpose and destroy it once done.
Okay.
If I don't do that, I don't do things anymore.
Okay.
Or if
Well,
I could do things, it'd be at a significantly reduced capacity.
okay. Well, I'll go ask the nurse to draw some, but I can't be in the room.
That's fine.
And you
For
will
a
probably,
doctor, but fine.
yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make me nervous. I just,
I
I've
can
seen
only
so
imagine-
much of
I
it.
can only imagine your ER rotation was fun for you.
Yeah, it was rough. It was really rough. Okay, so I'll go get the nurse.
Okay.
If I'm actually left alone with the patient for a moment,
You are. Yes.
I am going to just grab a couple quick strands of hair as well. I'll
Okay.
put them in a tube.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's not a big deal. He's asleep right now.
Gently as possible, obviously. I don't want to wake them.
Yep. Well, I'm assuming you're just grabbing a couple of hairs. He's
Just a couple strands to throw in a tube.
doesn't even stir.
Nice.
I have other things I would think to do, but I'm in a hospital and it might set off things like smoke detectors.
Right.
Okay. The a nurse comes back in. I'm sorry, sir. Could you please step out of the room? I need to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. You step out.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll
I'm
go-
not here to screw this up. I'm here to help, and I can't help if I screw this up.
Yep. Okay. It is. Okay. It's not. Let me just do one quick roll just to see that.
Ah. What
Okay.
was that?
Okay. That nope. I just had to roll for the nurse. Okay.
Come on, she's got to be competent enough to do a simple blood draw.
Oh, she is. Yes, she is.
Okay.
Okay. She does. She walks back out. So where is this? Where's the sample? Which lab do you want me to send the sample to?
Actually, I don't mind doing it. Thanks. And thanks for putting it in a bag. I'm ready.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hugo. And I'm just
I'm assuming we're gonna wait until the nurse is gone.
yeah. And I'm just gonna hand it to you.
Okay.
Put it right in the pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheeky vintage, aged 34 years.
Are you opening it by me?
No, I will put it in the bag because I'm not going to do any testing here. I don't have my equipment.
Okay.
Like I got stuff to make stuff on the fly, but if you want me to do full diagnostic, I'm taking it back to remedies.
What if we used the basement or the roof and you were trying to give me some kind of preliminary direction where no one could see you?
I prefer basement over roof just because, well, as much as I like being outdoors, this doesn't need to be done outdoors.
Okay, I can make the basement happen.
Okay.
So follow me.
Following along.
It's pretty quiet in here, and no one really comes down here. I like to come here and center myself when I've had an interaction with things that I don't like to. So I'll just stand by the door and let you do what you do.
All right, we'll get in there. I will pull out a series of tubes and vials that have things that I need. A little bit of a little bit of that, a little bit of and I'm only going to use half the test tubes worth of blood because I'm assuming it's just one of the sample test tubes.
Okay.
But I wanted to hopefully be able to take the rest back to the lab to do a more in-depth analysis.
Yep.
So I'm going to assume this would be focused practitioner.
Yep.
A little bit of the magic, a little bit of the mental. And since I'm actually, I'm going to make things interesting. I'm actually going to step this down because I am doing this in a area that it's not properly set up. This is the Russian Miracle, Get a Rotten Miracle combo.
Yep.
So actually, a D10, a D8, and a D4.
Okay.
One of those. One of those. One of those.
And I just rolled a 10 and a 1 to set it up, so you're rolling against an 11.
What? Oh, hang on.
Wow.
That's way too many dice. It added dice in there for some reason.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that's a lot of dice.
Oh,
Ouch.
Oh, let me see what I got.
That's a 5.
do you still have?
Yeah, I have the hit, so I want to spend the hit, but I don't want it to be a complete answer. I want it to be like I can give an inkling, but
Okay.
the firm answer would be after I have a chance to take some time at the lab.
Yep. That's fair. Well, that's like you said, you're just rushing it.
Yeah.
But this it's consistent with a life force attack.
Just with life force.
It's like, I mean, everyone has a certain amount of magic in them,
Right.
and this has less. Or personal energy possibly is a better word for it. And this person doesn't have it.
May I make a speculation no roll of just focus practitioner, no kind of combo, like match with things that might do this? Because this doesn't sound like something that would happen naturally. Especially with
Yes.
suggesting.
Yep. Yes, you can. Let me.
I'm not stepping this one down, but it's the same dice pool basically.
Yep.
That's fair.
Okay, so I got a 7 and a 4. So set the difficulty at 11. I seem to be consistent.
Other difficulties go to 10. Yours goes to 11.
Yep.
All right. So I will give some wild speculations about various supernatural things that could possibly cause this.
It obviously was a vampire.
Yes, obviously a vampire.
Probably, yeah. Probably one of the probably a vamp. Yeah. And actually, Scarlet, you hear him say, "Oh, this was a vampire."
Oh God.
Well, that would be my leading suspect. Some one of the vampires.
Well, I guess I'd have to deal with this sooner or later. Can you try and figure out what court, or I mean,
You would be aware that there's more than one court. Yes. Maybe not the various families like the White Council or the White Court has, but maybe, but this is definitely going to require me going back to my place to do further tests. I didn't use all the blood in this round, so I still have a sample left to do that.
Okay. Well, if you want to do that, I'm going to check something with the patient.
Does this place have a incinerator for, like, you know, hazardous material?
Of course. It's a
Okay.
hospital.
I'll give you the first test sample stuff. It's like, let's go throw this away in the incinerator.
Okay.
You didn't want me to have the blood, and I don't really want to keep it longer than necessary. And
I
fire's the
understand.
fastest way to get rid of it, so let's go burn it.
No problem. I'm just super tired. I haven't rested since we got out of the drunk tank. No worries.
Yeah.
I'm just tired.
I hold up a vial. Looks very dark, coffee-like. It's like, it's coffee spiked with a couple other natural herbs. Give you at least enough to get you going.
Thanks. Awesome.
Hey, I've drank 4 of these already today, so I mean,
I believe you.
he's trying to give it off the wired approach because obviously he's used to drinking this stuff, but he's definitely a lot more cognizant than what would expect with everything that's gone on.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah, we'll go burn the sample, and then if there's nothing else, I'll have her, whatever they did to sign me in, I'll make sure that they know that I'm signing out and head back to the lab. It's like, you can reach me at Remedies.
Okay. I'll meet you there.
Okay. All right. So back to the other group. The legal eagle Irish woman and the guy who just wants to get back to the office.
She's not so much like dissecting the legalese as she is trying. She's trying to approach this like a research. She's trying to look for whatever got Mr. Asshole Peacock Warden's panties in a twist when he found out that she was the one to be getting the shot.
Okay.
After about 2 minutes, I also grab a random book off the shelf and just start leafing through it.
Okay. Then
She'll comment while like searching through it, like, if you want fantasy, they're over on that shelf over there. We got a nonfiction section over here, separated.
No, just focus, read. I'll just peruse.
Right. Probably don't touch nothing. I don't.
okay.
I don't know half the shit he's got in here anymore.
All right. As you're reading it, give me 2 seconds here. I'm trying to remember the skill properly. You know what? It's gonna be mental plus notice, and add an extra D8. And let me set the difficulty for you. And I continue to roll really well. Out of a possible 16, I got a 13.
Well, I've got a 16.
Yep, okay.
So I'm glad Kassir can actually, roll well as opposed
Right.
to everybody
Well,
else.
I'm rolling what I'm really good at. I've got a D12 mental and D10 notice.
There's something. Something must have been wrong with the printer when they printed this. The words are squiggly. You're trying to read the same paragraph 3 times, and it just, first off, it doesn't really make any sense why it's there, but there's just something else. It's like they put the paper through twice, and printed over it again in that spot, but you just can't make out what the other words are.
They couldn't have used good paper when doing this?
Are you asking me? Like, I grabbed the binder at work and just came over to get it signed.
Right.
I mean, just sign the.
Well, just.
It's fine.
I want a second opinion. Look at this passage here.
Sure, I'll take a look. I mean, it looks like gibberish. Like it didn't print it very well.
Hang on.
Oh, I assumed I couldn't read it.
No. You. No, actually, the paragraph she's pointing to is actually, you can see what she's talking about, but there's some, boilerplate legalese behind it. Like somebody printed it at 50% gray, at 50%, black. So you could see that the boilerplate stuff is there, and you can read it because you know what you're looking for. But then on top of it, there's a give me you know what? Give me a mental no and add in human supernatural community.
Goodness.
Jesus. Your dice tonight, man.
I rolled a 9 and a 7 out of 2d10s.
Yeah, we see it.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying this for people in the future who are just listening to it.
Yeah.
Would everyday job factor in?
Yes, it would.
Okay, so that gives me an extra D8. More chances for ones, right? Like that's
Yeah.
what we're aiming for here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it would.
All right, let's go with this. I got an 8. So critical failure.
Critical failure. Okay. It's like somebody put something from the Lord of the Rings in a contract.
So I mentioned there's something there. It's like 2 prints in there. There's something, I don't know, Tolkienian in there, and like some Elvish.
So you mean like the last 2 days have felt to me? That was not an Irish accent.
Yeah,
I don't know
I mean,
what
it
that
might
was.
actually be Elvish. I don't know. I don't speak Elvish. But there's some legalese in there as well. It's just that I'm able to understand the legalese, right? I just can't
Legalese,
understand
yeah.
the-
Yep.
So I'll tell her what the legalese portion says.
Okay. That's what you read before it started getting weird.
And you can't read the other part.
I mean, it's not written in paw prints. No, there's no scent glands rubbed on it. I mean, it's
Yet.
And at the moment you say there's no scent glands rubbed on it is when Dimitri walks out.
Talk about timing.
You feeling okay, Mr. Blankoff?
Yes, thank you for the hospitality.
All right.
Have you completed the
Hey, can you read something for us? Like, there's we're having
You read my mind.
There's some fine print here, and I cannot
That's one
make
way
it
to
out.
put it. More like deliberately hidden.
You mean?
Just come look at this passage,
Oh
please.
no, he comes over and he
Don't
looks. He it's easy.
Don't touch the paper.
It's it's easy for him to come over because he just steps up behind Kazir, and it's easy for him to read over her shoulder.
Oh, that's right, uncomfortable.
Personal space. Personal space.
She doesn't say that out loud,
Yeah.
but she just kind of.
That section, that's the transfer. That's the section for the transfer of the wards.
There's wards.
Why do I feel like he dumped the shop on me?
Because he did.
I get the feeling he's just gonna fuck off and never come back.
What wards?
The
Warden.
the wards of
The bookshop.
the repository. This isn't just a
Repository?
bookshop.
Well, I mean, we've got a lot more than books.
But no coffee.
He collects a lot of odd stuff. Well, I've got coffee in the back. I don't sell it to customers, though. I don't trust any of the grubby mitts that come in here with a pot with anything liquid.
Fine. There's more that meets the eye. I have you been to all the different floors of this place, Sarah?
I've cataloged everything in here.
Kasser?
Yeah.
Only a 1-floor building, as far as you know. There's no
What the hell
stairs.
do you mean, all the floors? What you see is what you get.
Okay, give me another notice roll and add a DA to it. What the heck is going on with my rolls?
I don't know, but I wish they'd quit.
I know.
Because here's mine.
That's
It's
okay.
happening.
But that's okay, because mine are keeping up. That's a 19.
As I said, it's Jim versus Casera tonight. Everybody else, we're just along for the ride.
Right.
Yeah.
Please don't make me roll tonight.
Oh,
Look, that's another hero die, isn't it?
yes, it is another hero die.
What die? It'd be D8.
Yes.
D8, yeah.
Okay, you at this moment, there's staircases, and I mean, before you had those, those ladders on wheels for the first floor, but you can see how you can go from one ladder to another ladder to a third ladder.
You've got it.
You just see the ceiling fade away.
Like the haunted mansion.
And you feel yourself just give me a physical and a move.
Oh, this is gonna go swell.
Yep.
It is very unlikely that I beat that roll. Rolling a d6 and a d4.
Well, in theory, you could beat me.
We'll see if I use a hero die. I met it.
You met it, but do you use a hero die? Do you supposed to spend a plot point, use a hero die?
You know what? Why not? I've got 5 plot points to burn.
Okay.
People have been nice to me tonight.
You start to fall. You start to fall backwards, and you literally feel your back hit Dimitri's chest, and his arms reach out to help steady you. And I'm assuming your character would not want to do that, right? Would not want to be caught by Dimitri.
Probably not. No.
So at that hero die lets you pop back up.
Just gonna toss it just because.
Yeah. There wasn't really assuming. Actually, that could have been but yeah.
I know, right? It could have been a hero die.
Yeah, that hero die pop. Allows you to pop back up, and you can just feel his fingertips graze your kidneys, where his hands were reaching to help steady you.
I'm fine.
And at that moment, I'm going to switch back to the other. I'm going to leave us
the dynamic duo.
Yes, leave you guys to the dynamic duo. Okay, so where I left you guys, Scarlet, you were going to try to. You had to go get the sample destroyed.
Yes.
And I'm going to. Sorry about that. Give me 2 seconds. Give me a since you've got an active piece that you can clearly smell the blood on.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and have you give me a mental plus focus and add a D4 from your and I'm automatically going to stage down your vampiric hunger, your vampiric side to a D4. So go ahead and give me that roll. Give me 2 seconds to. Jeez. I'm nice to you, Scarlet.
Nice.
I rolled, real low.
You know how hungry she is.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you definitely the my 4 versus your 9.
So wouldn't that be like
that gives you gives you
hero die.
a D6 hero die because you actually hold on to it and make it to the incinerator without you hold back the hunger, and you're proud of yourself.
Yes.
Give yourself 3 attaboys.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so back at now we are at remedies with Hugo. And that did not work exactly as I wanted it to, but now it does. Yes. Now we're back at remedies with Hugo.
All right, so I am going to get everything set up. I'm going to let Curtis know on the counter. It's like, all right, I'm done with done with making orders for today. Anybody that's not gotten theirs, I'll get it tomorrow. And I got to go lock myself away to help out the hospital.
Okay. Hey, while you were in jail, something happened to the guy who runs the front part of your place. And he's like sick or something. You got a very vague voice message, and he's got this, college kid in just, running the desk. Okay, so do I just leave the cash in the cash register?
There's a spot in the back. I show them real quick. I take a moment to here, just pull the cash register out, put it here, and I'll do the count later tonight when I get done.
All right.
But the hospital put a special order in, so
Okay.
And figure it's still early days. So it's like, cool. We'll just.
So what time you still want me here? You want me here tomorrow too?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and
Okay.
let's just have you the same shift for whatever days you can work it this week. Obviously, I don't want to interrupt your school.
Yeah, but tomorrow's Saturday, so it's not a problem. But you 9 a.m. on a Saturday? You open? Things open at 9 a.m. on a Saturday?
Yes, but you know what? Because this is partially my shop, and the other guy's unavailable at the moment. 10 a.m. is fine.
Okay. Okay. I'll
You going out to party tonight?
well, for a little while, yeah. I mean, but I'm gonna have to be in bed by.
Well, I reached out. I was like, well, A, I pull out another one of the energy vials, and B, I reached out. I was like, okay, the coffee color thing. This is coffee mixed with a little something extra to get you going in the morning. Drink that in the morning. Drink this before you go to bed. No hangovers, guaranteed.
Cool. Thanks, man.
You couldn't have offered me any of these.
You didn't get drunk enough at my place for that. And I haven't seen you yet today.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. You get the kids squared away.
Yeah, and I tell him, I was like, you can come in case of emergency, but otherwise, just like I said, special orders are here. Anybody that you don't see a name on, just tell them it'll be ready tomorrow afternoon.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mitchell.
Yep. I will one day learn that kid's name. Head into the back.
Okay. So
And I'll start pulling out the various vials, beakers, Bunsen burners, elements I need, the stuff some of the more rare stuff that I wouldn't necessarily take for just a regular general use. And I'm going for anything I can get a little diagnosis here. Sure, I've got a book somewhere about like fatigue, supernatural fatigue, various causes. Like nothing specific, but just general knowledge kind of thing.
Okay.
General practice, not specialized level thing.
Yep. Yeah, you got some. So what are you say you're looking up?
I'm gonna have it there just as like cross references. I start.
Okay.
I'm doing that voodoo that I do so well.
Okay.
So that will be mental. I'm going to step up my potion making to 12 because I'm using that. So that's a hero die or plot point for that. Would you prefer magic or medicine for skills?
Magic.
All right. So D10. D8 for magic. D12. And then I'm going to. Do I get to add one or both of the D6s for using my resource of where I work?
Just one.
Just one. Okay.
And
a D6.
I already rolled a 9 and a 3, which turns out to be a completely average roll, which pretty much means my hot dice are getting tired.
You gotta save some of that game for the fourth quarter, man. 3 quarters isn't enough.
He's lying.
They won yesterday. Here we go. Okay, so I at least beat your roll, but how you doing?
Nice complication.
How you doing there?
Trying to think of something.
I've got something in mind. I mean, pretty much it was a complication. Now, Aaron, because this situation, He got two ones.
Yep.
The complications start on the die that he rolled, or the
die that they rolled.
That they rolled. So he got a D8 complication and one on a D6. So
you could buy it as either 2 complications, or you could buy 1 and step it up.
I think
so if you're being nice, it'd be a single D8.
Yep.
It'd be a D6 stepped up. So.
Well, he steps up the lowest.
You can step up either one. So
I see what you're saying. If he's being nice, he steps it up to the D8. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that nice.
Or say, I assumed I was getting the double comp, which I'm okay with. Like I said,
so you,
I won't mind a challenge.
Actually, no. Actually, this does apply. Okay, you get two complications.
Okay.
One. You discover it. As you discover it, accidents happen in the lab.
Yeah, I've got safety equipment.
You got some safety equipment for somehow it just ends up getting, you end up getting splashed with it.
Okay.
Now, it's a double-edged complication because at this point, the result tells you definitively, yes, this person is being drained remotely somehow. You're sure of that. You're sure of that because because once it touches your skin, you can feel the drain happening from the sample that's touching you. And you even get a direction of it being southwest from you.
Okay.
That does fade. You think, as far as you can tell, that fades pretty quickly. But you have a D8 complication noticed. And you have a D8 complication or a D6 complication of connection.
All right.
Okay. But you're positive this is it's a human magical attack. It doesn't feel like Fey magic. It feels human. It feels like another wizard or something is actively draining this man. Of his life force. And at that point, a little early, but since we're at a good spot for a couple cliffhangers, I think I'm gonna call the end of the session today.
All right.
Hope everybody had a good time. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.
I kind of never want to stop playing Kasser.
I'm glad you feel that way. This is a fun game.
Definitely enjoyed the chat interacting. Definitely a lot of activity. Really appreciate that.
Very happy with the chat this evening. You guys have been great.
Yeah, actually, the successful hits have thrown a little bit of a wrinkle, but thankfully my dice.
We're hot.
Yes, we're hot. So
dice are hot. That's okay. I've banked 2 successes. I didn't use none of them tonight because my dice were just as hot.
Sure. I liked my use of mine. It's like I want to succeed, but I want it to be a vague success. I don't want to know the answer yet.
That's the best part.
Well, all right. Hey, everybody. Hope you have a good week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for interacting via chat. And we will see everyone next Monday.